Yep. All right, we are back. Let's get it. Let's get it. What's up, mother truckers? What's up, mother truckers? Let's get it. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, da, 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 da. What's up, beautiful people? What's going on? Friday. You know the vibe. Let's get it. What's up, mother truckers? Yep. It is your boy, your favorite freaking coach. I'm stoked. I'm excited. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. What's up with it? What's up with it? What is good? TikTok. What is up? Instagram. Hope you guys are having the best day ever. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Another podcast, another day. The sun is shining. I'm stoked. So what I'm going to be doing today is screaming into this microphone. And I'm going to be providing you guys with some value, some thoughts, some experiences that I've accumulated over the last few years to help you guys out today. Now, before I get into this episode, I just want to set the intention here with today's podcast. If you hear something that is valuable, let me know in the comments. Yeah, it's definitely, I like the blast music to get me in a good state before I deliver this message. But before we record this podcast, I want to set the intention of making sure that we are going to implement on the things that we speak about. So if you guys can promise me that in the chat box, drop some fire emojis if you guys are going to implement the things that we speak about, because I think that it's going to help you guys out a lot. Now, without further ado, let's get into today's episode in 3, 2, and 1. What is going on, fam? Welcome back to another episode of the Shift Your Mind, Change Your Life podcast. This is your boy, Coach Sal. Let's get it. In today's episode, I wanted to break down a thought that I've been having over the last few days. Now, this is something that's honestly been bothering me for the last few weeks, and that is the victim mentality and the thought and the phrase, nobody cares, work harder. So it's something that is tough to hear and it's tough to talk about. And I'll be honest, lately I've been in this state, in this mindset of like feeling sorry for myself, and like beating myself up that I don't have what I want yet. But the thing to understand is that nobody is coming to save you, right? Like no one's knocking on your door to feel sorry for you or give you that bump slap or that pat on the back. And if you're sitting there in this victim mentality waiting for that, it's not going to come, and when we can grasp that our mindset and our mentality is everything, and we understand that we're able to control that, it's a liberating feeling, right? And honestly, for majority of my life, I have played that victim mentality, and there's plenty of days to this day, which is why I'm sharing this, that voice, like it still creeps in, but it's our responsibility to silence that. And for me, something that really helps is the fear of going backwards. Truthfully, I've worked really hard to get to where I'm at today. And there's always going to be that negative, pessimistic, doubtful inner critic that's in our mind that creeps back in. But you have to view that as your job every single day to try and silence that with action of taking care of yourself. And for me, that's what I like to focus on, and what really helps me stay on track is thinking about where I was a few years ago and knowing that I don't want to get back to that. So to make sure that I don't want to go back there, I will do whatever it takes every single day to make sure that I'm moving forward, whether that's getting up early, not hitting snooze, hitting my workouts, right? Making sure that I'm doing well with my nutrition, and take fitness and nutrition out of it as well. It's ultimately just the type of person that I want to become to attract what I want for myself. Same thing with those type of people as well. Like energy is contagious. You get what you give, right? So like for me, just you have to continuously expect that. Expect the adversity and the roadblocks. Like give me that. Give me more of that, because I know that if I continuously push through that, then better days are ahead, right? And I was actually having a conversation like this with a client of mine yesterday, and she was going through some things. I'm not going to name names or share details of that, but I was like, you know what? There's two ways that we could look at this. We could look at this and feel sorry for ourselves right now and play poor me, victim mentality, or we could try and flip that script and say, you know what? How cool is this going to be when I write my book in a couple of years? How amazing of a chapter is this going to be when we publish that for other people to inspire and motivate them that they could do it too, right? And you guys have heard me make the analogy of our lives as a movie, and every single day you're creating a new scene and a new reality. So like, it's for me right now, as I record this podcast, yes, I'm in a little bit of an ebb state, but you know what? I'm trying to remain positive here and understand that this is just that comeback story in the movie. You know, it's the beginning of the story where they're kind of setting the scene and they're showing the beginning stages of the career and how everything was hard and difficult and things weren't panning out. But you know that, and as the movie progresses, things start to change, things start to get better, and it's that whole like hero journey, you know. And I think the more we could try and embrace that, like obviously, yes, like I get it, like it's difficult, but thoughts become things. Thoughts become things which turn into your words, which ultimately becomes your actions, which becomes your life, right? And like understand that for a moment and sit in that. Thoughts become things. And honestly, that's one of the biggest things that I like to focus on with my team. You know, like you are what you say you are, truthfully. And if you keep telling yourself the things that I'm not good enough, right? I'm too busy, I don't have the time, then you will continue to get more of that because you're putting that in to the universe. You're putting that energy out, which is exactly what you're going to get back. So I think with this podcast that the title is Nobody Cares, Work Harder, I think it's more so the mentality and the things that you tell yourself every single day, which are important, right? And I think in order to change that vibration, then you have to start telling yourself a different story, right? Like you have to program your mind new beliefs, which is not an easy task, but it's possible because I've been able to do that. And so have hundreds of my clients as well, right? Like if you've been a certain person acting a certain way, then it's obviously going to take time for you to change that. But it is possible. I know that. What do you guys think of that? It's like a radio show, but no one is listening. Hey man, there's definitely some people out there that are listening to this. And I'm also spitting into this microphone for the audio only replay. If I, that's actually, hold on. I want to address that. So as I'm recording this, I actually had a negative comment come in from TikTok, and like, it's very easy to allow external circumstances to derail you from your mission, right? But like I always say this when I'm on my team calls with my client, and with my clients, and if you're a client of mine who's listening to this, like, you know that we're very big on that reverting back to your why. So like for me, getting crystal clear, like on my vision and my mindset of retiring my parents and living in abundance and changing people's lives on a daily basis, it doesn't matter what anyone else has to say or think, but it's very easy to get caught up in that and allow people to hold you back. So maybe that's another podcast for a different day, but like, I just really want to hammer home with today's episode that you are what you give, and you continuously put out those thoughts, and you're going to get that in return. So like I was saying before, in order to change that, we have to program your mind to believe a different story. And that comes from taking different actions, right? So you have to be willing to put the reps in and do the fucking work. Like there's, I wish I had a better answer for you, but the reality of this situation is the harder you work, the luckier you get. The luckier you get, the harder you work. I think that's amazing when you break it down, because if you think about it for a second, if you want something you've never had, then you have to be willing to do something you've never done. I'm going to say it again. If you want something you've never had, then you have to be willing to do something you've never done. And staying in the same place a couple of years from now, like picture this for a second. It's 2-3 years ahead into the future, and you're the same motherfucker bitching about the same shit. You're in the same hometown, hanging out with the same friends, talking about the same bullshit. Could you imagine that? I couldn't even fathom that. Like for me, growth is something that I am so fixated on, because like I alluded to earlier in this episode, like I just refuse to remain stagnant. Like I can't do it. I literally can't. It like scares the shit out of me, because going back to who I was a few years ago, I can't even think about living that way. I was so unhappy and miserable, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that doesn't happen. And that's the goal with this information today, as you listen to this, is to inspire and motivate you to do the exact same thing, because I am not special. I am the same person as you. So regardless of where you're at right now, better days are ahead. Better days are ahead, and you have to have faith in that and trust the process that things will work out just as they're supposed to do, so long as you do the right things every single day. You show up on time, you put the work in, you are a good person. Like, what do you do when nobody's watching? What do you do when nobody's watching? So, guys, to recap today's episode, this is the sad truth and reality of life, that nobody really gives a fuck. Honestly, like, work harder. And if you're searching for people to feel sorry for yourself and like come and save you, no one's fucking coming. No one's fucking coming. I'm passionate about this stuff is because I used to play this victim card and mentality for years, and I was always trying to like feel sorry for myself, like, and I continuously didn't understand that the reason I didn't have what I wanted is because I kept putting that into the reality of my life, into the universe. I kept, saying these things, and just like, dude, it just doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you. And I want you to get out of that. So this is your fucking sign. This is your sign right now to flip the switch. Get back in the arena. Go after what you want. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody can do it for you. And the sooner that you could accept that and get into the trenches, you're going to start to generate momentum. And momentum is everything. And that starts with how you operate every single day. So if you're able to change those thoughts, I want you guys to think of that as your daily obligation to make that change for yourself. And I know right now it may seem difficult. It may seem frustrating. You're down, you're tough, you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But the only way you won't get there is if you quit. Sit in that for a moment. And listen, like, I'm right there with you. I'm actively dealing with this shit. It's not easy. I get it. It's not easy. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. You have to just have faith and trust the process that things are going to work out. Just keep doing what you got to do. Keep showing up. Put the fucking reps in. Regardless of how you feel, do the work that is necessary. And eventually, over time, you'll get yours, man. You'll get yours. So with that being said, hope you have the best day of your entire life. I freaking believe in you. I believe in you. You're powerful beyond measure. You're capable of doing everything you've ever wanted with your life. You just have to step into that. Take this energy today. Go and fucking do something with that. Let's go. Let's get it. Peace, love, and protein. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm singing on a live stream in front of a lot of people. I used to get like scared to do these, but who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Not me. Not me. I used to, but why would I care? Why would I care? Why would I care? All right, I'm trying to end this. Hope you guys have the best freaking day ever, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace, 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 peace. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you.